New at 5 tonight, it's a story that shocked the nation. 3 players on Duke University's lacrosse team falsely accused of rape by an exotic dancer. Now, nearly 2 decades later, the woman at the center of it admits she made the whole thing up. Former exotic dancer Crystal Mangum appeared on a podcast this week, admitting that she falsely accused David Evans, Colin Finnerty, and Reed Seligman of raping her back in 2006. This is the first time she has publicly stated she lied. Investigators say at the time Mangum's story was inconsistent. Eventually, then Attorney General Roy Cooper declared the players innocent, saying there was no credible evidence against them. Mangum is currently serving time in prison after she was convicted of killing her then boyfriend in 2011. Chief Legal Analyst Khalif Rhodes joins us now. Khalif, just so many things to discuss here. I mean, this is just crazy. But the players sued Duke University for how it handled the case. It was settled, but does this give them any sort of legal leeway here or grounds to file yet another lawsuit?
No, I think if it would give them more grounds, it would have been that they knew or should have known that she was lying. I think they were successful, and I know they were successful before because it was the rush to judgment. This case was, I would say, the beginning, like right there on the edge of the Me Too movement. It was right there on the cancel culture. This case sparked outrage. I was in law school when this was happening. We had debates about this vigorously, the legal aspects of it, but then also the race, the talk about the difference in wealth, the difference in privilege. There was a number of conversations that this kind of sparked, and it was opening a dialogue that was helpful, but all of a sudden folks found out that it was a lie.
Right.
And so I think that if there would have not been a settlement at that time, and then these allegations came out, and then she made the statement, by all means, I think it would have helped something. But now their settlement was based on their rush to judgment. They're quick to convict. They're quick to move because everyone's trying to cover their bases, but at the same time not following the facts. So then you sue and say, look, if you would have done this, a proper investigation, these guys' name would have never got thrown through the mud. They would have never had been placed in this situation.
Well, and that's the real damage, right? Because you can't search their names without this coming up, even though it was all dropped. What about Mangum herself? Does she face any other charges for lying and now admitting that she lied?
I mean, the time frame for a claim against making false police reports, or that's probably the worst claim that she could have, charge that she could have.
Is there like a statute of limitations?
Yeah, statute of limitations has passed on that. I mean, and Governor Cooper said it best at the time, these folks should have never even been charged.
Right.
Not just, vindicated, not just having the charges dropped. There's sometimes when you look at the facts and you step back and you give, have a third-party approach, and you're like, well, wow, how did this even get here? Sometimes I've got a case after another
attorney. Did the DA
attorney.
drop out after that?
Right,
too?
DA dropped out. I mean, there were so many secondary effects that happened, but sometimes you have a situation where you're like, well, how did we get here? How did you end up, based on these facts, these individuals even get charged? And I think it was emotional. I think the whole country was kind of pushing charge. And then Cooper said, hey, this doesn't make
Real
any
quick,
sense.
someone watching this might think, okay, she was on a podcast and in prison. What is going on with that?
I am not sure. I mean, I know a number of times members of the media can go in and have an interview, and that request process is extremely hard, extremely lengthy. But this podcast is trying to become the new media which folks are creating news. But I just don't understand, A, the timing of it, and B, how something like this can get let out. Because even if you have a person come in, normally they're going to vet what they're going to say. And they would have known that this could have created a firestorm, which it is. Well, now you're reopening the wounds for these 3 individuals that have kind of put this to rest.
Going on a podcast asking for forgiveness. Not
happening
sure if that's
today.
the right approach there.